Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
Welcome back to Listen Up. It's just me for the game recap tonight. I apologize for getting it out so late once again. It's kind of been a little crazy with me and Phil's schedules as of recently, but the good news is for both games next week, we would definitely be right on straight after both of those games are over on Wednesday and Saturday, I believe. But yeah, again, thanks for joining me tonight for this pretty late game recap. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. It is very much appreciated. And thank you guys again for all the support as always. But let's dive straight into this game recap against Georgetown. No Paige Beckers again today. No Caroline Ducharme or Aubrey Griffin. Those weren't a surprise, but what was a surprise was Ice Brady did not travel with the team today. It was announced that she was sick. So UConn had only two true bigs today, two forwards that is, and we're down to 9 available players. And this is also the closest Azzi Fudd has been to a homecoming game in her time at UConn. Azzi, of course, being from Virginia, and she is finally healthy and able to play in DC. So an exciting time for her, her friends, and family as well. I know she had a lot of friends and family today in attendance to watch her ball out against the Hoyas. Kaylin Chen scored the first points for UConn, breaking a long shooting slump for her. Kaylin, she had 6 points in the first half and didn't score any, unfortunately, after that. And I believe only had one shot attempt in the second half. I just really wish that she would be more aggressive on offense because we all know she can make those kind of shots. She can make pretty much any shot on the floor, but it just really hasn't happened this season. But hopefully we're hoping at some point coming down the stretch here, Kaylin can get it going for us on offense. I'm sure it's only takes one game, and I think she can really get going on offense. Hopefully, but Georgetown was on fire from three in the first quarter. UConn actually trailing by 1 point at the end of the first quarter. They did end on a 9-2 run, which helped them close the gap just a little bit. The defense for the Huskies in the first half just kind of allowed the Hoyas to do what they wanted to, whatever they wanted on offense. Georgetown had quite a few easy looks. UConn didn't really apply the pressure like we're used to seeing, but Azzi Fudd, Sarah Strong kept the offense into it. KK Arnold also had a nice couple plays. Huskies only up five at halftime, but they were starting to play a little better and starting to build just a little momentum. And I think in the second half, UConn came out with more energy. They ramped up their pace of play on both ends of the floor, getting steals, forcing Georgetown into more turnovers. And I think there was a little more ball movement. Overall, just more movement, it felt like, on the offensive things for the Huskies. Azzi Fudd, Sarah Strong started to take over the game. Azzi shot the ball very well today, especially from three. She finished 5 of 8 from deep and led the team again in scoring. Today she scored 21 points. Sarah Strong did just about everything today, yet again for UConn. She played all but 4 minutes, scored 16 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. Ashlyn Shade got another start with Paige being out. I think she played well today, pretty efficient from the floor. She also got to double digits in scoring with 12 and had 7 rebounds to go along with that. Also, I like the efforts from KK Arnold and Morgan Shelley off the bench today. Those two, they're going to get the most minutes off the bench for the rest of the games in the season. Of course, when Paige comes back, Ashland, is going to get a decent amount of minutes off the bench as well. But very important for KK and Morgan to find a way to impact the game off the bench because I know Gino is going to continue to play those two, especially a lot in all these games that we have left. So, like I said, it's very important for them to play well off the bench, come in, make an impact. I think both of them provide a lot of energy. They both can shoot from the floor. I think they both play pretty solid defense as well. So, like I said, those two very important players. Final score from today's game, UConn 73, Georgetown 55. And I think we finally predicted the final score somewhat closely. So that's one of the first times, honestly, that we've done that this season with the final score. But like I said, Azzi Fudd today, 21 points. Very glad to see that she had a good performance, somewhat of a homecoming game from her. First time she's kind of had that experience. So really glad that she stepped up pretty big time for these two games that Paige has been out. Of course, we're hoping Paige Beckers returns next week for their next game on Wednesday against St. John's. No official word yet on that. We should get a word on that. I would assume Monday night, Tuesday morning. So hopefully we can provide that on the last check-in for you guys. But we'll get into a couple comments from the last check-in video from Georgetown and I will sign off for the night. First one we'll go to is from the disruptive one. They said hoping to get something from Chen on offense this game, and Azzi need another good game from her. I want like 15 good games in a row from Azzi. Yeah, I think for Kaylin, she seemed to start out the game pretty well. But like I said, just didn't really find a way to make an impact in the second half. I was surprised she didn't play more, honestly, today. But either way, I think it's just been tough for her to find a groove on offense. I guess you could say, find any sort of rhythm. Said I think 1 10-point performance so far this year, and the rest of like I said, just kind of struggled to make an impact offensively. But you definitely can't deny the passing numbers that she's put up and all the defensive effort that she's put in for this team, which is obviously huge every single game. But it's obviously nice. It would be nice for her to help UConn out in the scoring department, just because she can definitely shoot the ball. So that would be a huge added bonus if she can get going on offense. And like I already said with Azzi, yeah, glad she had another good game, and hopefully now she can really keep this momentum rolling, even if and when Paige Beckers comes back, hopefully next week, hopefully Azzi can, doesn't really have any effect from Paige coming back, and hopefully she continues to shoot the ball in a high volume and make a high volume amount of shots as well. We'll just get into one last comment here from Tony Shedrick, I think. Shedrick. They said the key to the success of this team isn't Paige, Azzi, or Sarah. They will do their thing, but not enough to beat UCLA, Notre Dame, or South Carolina. The key is Jana. Well, I think I would certainly agree with that. And there's also a reply from Jonathan Babraham. They said, I agree. It will have to be the bigs to help them beat the top tier teams, top 10 teams. Yeah, I agree with both of that. Obviously, we brought that up before this season. It's going to be mostly the bigs. Yeah, I mean, we all know, Paige, Azzi, Sarah, they're going to do their thing every single game for UConn and put up the scoring numbers. But it's going to be Jana, Ice Brady, KK Arnold, Ashlyn Shade, and even Morgan Shelley or Ali Zabel, like we saw the last game. Ali not unfortunately not able to make quite a big impact as she had the last game. But all those players are very important. But Jana, I'd say she played okay today. Didn't really have a lot of effect on the offensive side of things, got a decent amount of rebounds. Honestly, surprised as well that she didn't get more minutes today, especially with Ice Brady being out. But either way, all those players are going to be very, very important to UConn in every single game that we have left in the season. But I think that's going to do it for me tonight. Like I said, we'll be back for the last check-in. Phil will be back on with me for that, probably Monday, Tuesday, somewhere around there before the game in New York versus St. John's on Wednesday. But for now, that's going to do it for me tonight for the game recap. It's been Rye on Listen Up.